All right, here we go. We're going to talk about how this article is organized. How is it organized? Is it cause and effect, comparing and contrasting? Is it just listing the events in the sequence order that it's supposed to be? Is it simply giving information? Is it informational, right? Listing facts. Does it give a problem and then a solution? How is it organized? All right. Fulton's Success by Lewis Minor Huey, Cobblestone. That's quite the name. As you read, look inside, around, and beyond these words to figure out what they mean. Convinced, folly, and revolutionize. All right. I want you to think about how this is organized, and maybe even drag your things over, resize them if you want to. And you could type in them, right? And tell how they're organized, right? You could even get fancy if, let's say, it was organized compare and contrast. You could reorganize these like that if you wanted, and do a little compare and contrasting of your own, right? Okay. So I don't know if it is compare and contrast. It could be cause and effect. It could be sequence of events. We'll find out. Fulton's Folly. People jeered as they passed Brown's shipyard in New York City. It was 1807, and Brownie's was the site where inventor Robert E. Fulton and his partner Robert R. Livingston Jr. were building a very strange boat. The two men knew that putting a steam engine on board a vessel was still new and dangerous, but they ignored the taunts. They were convinced that Fulton's steamboat ideas, combined with Livingston's financial backing, would revolutionize transportation in America. And they were right. On August 17th, on August 17th, right, after devoting about 5 months to its construction, Fulton launched a vessel that measured 150 feet long and 13 feet wide and 9 feet deep. Fulton and a group of invited guests prepared to steam up the Hudson River from New York City to Albany. Albany is the state capital. The guests had to put up with primitive conditions. There were no cabins, no beds, and a roaring, uncovered steam engine mounted in the center of the boat. There was also a fear of the engines exploding. They cast off at 1 p.m. The vessel puffed away from the dock and stalled. The passengers whispering turned into loud mumbles, which eventually gave way to shouts of dismay. Sensing their fear, Fulton promised to return to the dock if they couldn't fix the problem. After a short time, there was a huge blast of smoke. Once again, the boat churned upriver. It was described as looking like a giant tea kettle. The vessel's engine left off steam and rained down sparks that sizzled in the water. The noise was deafening, but the boat was moving. The passengers cheered. The boat chugged upstream against the tide at a fast 4 to 5 miles per hour. It easily passed sailing ships and fishing craft. The steam yacht is similar to the first steamboat built by Robert Fulton in 1807. Look at that. Here's Fulton's route up the Hudson River from New York City to Albany. So there's Albany, New York, and then here's, I think, where he started. Wow, look at that. That's neat, huh? Okay. In its wake, the boat's two-sided paddle wheels left waves of foamy water and lots of terrified onlookers. Nothing like it ever had been seen before. Darkness fell, but the boat continued its journey. With a full moon and warm breezes, the passengers stayed up all night singing songs by candlelight. They had mostly forgotten their fears. The next day, the boat docked at Livingston's estate, called Claremont. After spending the night, it continued steaming to Albany. The following morning, it pulled into that city at 5 p.m. on August 19th. The boat had made the 150-mile trip in 32 hours of travel time. Crowds cheered its arrival. No longer a joke, Fulton's Folly had become the first successful steamboat in America. All right, so how do you guys think this was organized? I mean, it could be problem solution, it could be cause and effect, it could be. What do you think?
I think it's sequence because it's telling dates.
It's giving dates. It's also showing how they overcame adversity a little bit. And yes.